Guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I'm Rohaza, and if you're not yet subscribed, then you're definitely going to want to do so below, because on my channel we talk all about spirituality, the law of attraction, self-development, and just making every day the best it can be. And who doesn't want their days to be the best that they can be? So if you're not subscribed, and I know a lot of people watch my videos and they're not yet subscribed, subscribe right now. It's free and it helps more people see this kind of content. So let's get into the topic of today's video, which is how to observe your thoughts and detach from them rather than trying to control the thoughts that come to us. We all get these crazy daisy thoughts all the time that we can't control, like the anxiety thoughts, the fearful thoughts, the sad thoughts, all of that, right? We all get that. So what I'm going to be talking about is not necessarily how we can get rid of those thoughts, but it's going to be more focused on how we can focus our energy elsewhere, how we cannot listen to them, how we cannot attach ourselves to our thoughts. And the first step to doing this is realizing that your thoughts are not you. You are you. And your thoughts are just literally that. They are just thoughts. Now, if at this point you're a little bit confused and you're like, what do you mean observe your thoughts? I always observe my thoughts. My thoughts are always coming and I'm always observing them. Like what does that even entail? What does that mean? Let's use the example that I gave in my thumbnail. So imagine a movie, okay? In a movie, there's a cast, there's a set, there's a plot, there's a main character, and there's a director. So in this movie of your life, the cast is all the people that you encounter in your day-to-day life. So this includes everyone that you have a relationship, whether this be your parents, your friends, your dog, your ex-boyfriend, every single person that plays some role in your life, even if it's a background character. We all have background characters in our movie, and we all also have the starring roles, the more predominant ones in our lives. But nonetheless, everyone that is not you is considered to be a part of the cast. They are characters in your movie. Now, the set is your environment. It's the conditions that you were raised with. It's the place where you were born, where you live, where your life unfolds. And it's always changing. Just like a literal movie or a show, the cast is slightly changing, the setting is slightly changing, the mood is always changing, and the plot is whatever your current life movie situation looks like to you right now. Now, you as the main character, which we'll talk about soon, you are experiencing this movie. You are in this set. You are surrounded by this cast, and you are currently engulfed into the plot of the movie. So what does your current plot look like? Take a moment to look at your life and ask yourself, what are the current life situations that I am being faced with right now? It could literally be anything. Are you in school? Are you working? Did you just get some bad news? Did you just break up with your girlfriend or your boyfriend? Whatever it may be, just observe it and recognize it as the plot of your life situation right now. And like we just said, the main character is you, but it's only one version of you. The main character is the one who takes life personally, who feels like everything is so serious. It is clouded by the ego, and it is very hard to see beyond this movie. You are stuck in the frame. The director of the movie is the real you. It knows it's just a movie. It knows that the main character is gonna be okay in the end. The director is just the observer of the main character and of the movie as a whole. The director doesn't get emotionally attached to the main character's role in life because it's just observing it. The director is watching this movie unfold through the lens of Susan, Victoria, Stephanie, and Laura. I honestly don't know why I thought that was so funny. Okay, once again, the director is your higher self. It is the part of you that is aware that you are experiencing life through this human vessel, through this form of being. It is that awareness, it is that consciousness behind the body. The body is your character in this life, but the director is the observer. It's the awareness behind everything that happens to you. So you have those two aspects to yourself. You have the main character role and you have the director role. We are all the main characters of our own lives. But we also have that aspect to us, which is the director of our lives, or the observer of our lives. And as the director, you have the painting brush to create whatever you want your life to be. You have the ability to completely change the main character's identity in life. You can say, you know what, scratch this, Susan. I don't like you playing this blonde chick. Let's make you brunette. The director can do things without fear because it's not personal. Now, we always have these two aspects to us. We are the main character of our lives, and we are also the director of it. So we can choose any path, become whoever we want to be, make ourselves whoever we want to be. And as the main character, we can decide how we view ourselves. We are the only main character in our life. We are the only director that will ever direct this main character's life. So the whole point of this is to say that we can actually observe our lives through that lens, rather than just through a narrow-eyed vision of what the plot currently is. The observer is the director. He can step back from that and he can observe what is happening in my life objectively. It is that higher awareness, that higher understanding, that when you're so narrow focused on your line and your script and what you're living by, that it's so hard to see. And it's so hard to not take things personally because you think it's so real. These fearful thoughts, these anxiety-driven thoughts, they appear so real to the main character. But once you zoom out and you can look at your life through that director lens, you can see that nothing is personal, that everyone's just struggling in their own main character life, and it's never personal. And as the main character and as the director, you get to choose how you see yourself and how you see other people. So when those negative thoughts come to us, we may not be able to control them, but we can objectively observe them and get to the root of them and understand why they're there objectively. And how do we do that objectively? By being the director. Okay, so at this point of the video, you may be thinking, okay, that sounds really nice, but how do I do it? And I'm gonna give you the top 3 ways that you can observe your thoughts and not attach yourselves to them. So the first thing you want to do is you want to start catching yourself when you notice that you're starting to take things too personally. When you notice that there's an anxious thought that pops in that maybe doesn't really make sense in the situation. Start to be more observant. Start to be more aware of the thoughts that are coming to you and practice observing them. Now, this isn't going to be something where you just cold turkey stop listening to your thoughts, putting energy into them, and just start observing them. No, this is a lifelong process, but awareness is the number one key into beginning to be able to observe your thoughts. Because the more that you can actually put your awareness into the thoughts themselves, rather than feeding energy to them and attaching yourself to them and saying, okay, this thought just said you're ugly. Am I gonna feed that thought energy and attachment, or can I just observe that that thought's there? Oh, there's a thought in my head that thinks that I'm ugly. That's cute, but that's not the script I choose to follow. That is not the voice that I want to listen to. And because I can observe my thoughts and not attach myself to them, I can do that because I can create whatever kind of life that I want. And I choose not to see myself as an ugly person. I choose to see myself as a beautiful person. So I'm only going to listen to the thoughts that affirm that to me. And again, those thoughts are going to pop in that say, what are you talking about? Just look in the mirror, boo. It's not that cute. After this first step, you're gonna be able to observe the thought, catch it, and say, I know what you're doing here. You're trying to bring me down, but as the observer of my life, I'm not gonna allow that to happen. I'm gonna take my life into my own hands and decide that I don't want to feed into that thought, that I want to affirm to myself the reality that I want to experience so that I can be a happier person. I don't need to listen to those thoughts. So that's number 1. To catch your thoughts. Number 2 is to be present. There is no better way to observe your thoughts than to embrace yourself fully into the present moment. When your mind is truly in the present moment, there is no space in your mind for your thoughts to be in the future or for your thoughts to be in the past. They could pop up here and there, but it makes it much more quick and easy to observe them from that state of presence, because your intention truly is to observe those thoughts. That's the whole point of meditation. So getting to that, the best ways to practice this presentness, mindfulness, is through meditation. But there are also many other ways. Meditation is only one form of it. There are honestly so many ways that you can bring yourself into the present moment. Number 3 is to take your power back, is to create the life you want, to paint your life, understand the power that you hold over those nasty thoughts, that you are the observer of those thoughts, and as that observer, that's truly the being, the part of you, the higher self version of you that has the power to create any life you want. You don't need to give into those stories that your mind tries to believe you are who you are, that tries to lock you into this identity that limits yourself. You don't need to be limited by the confines of your mind. All it is truly remembering who you truly are. What role do you want to play in this life? Whose script are you following? Are you following the script that you wrote out for yourself, or are you living out a script that somebody else wrote? Like I said, all it takes is just remembering who you are, who you want to be in this life, the mark you want to leave, and then to slowly start taking action, taking the steps to become that version of yourself. But as the observer, you already are that version. Remember the power that you have, and remember that there is nobody else in this world that has that same exact power that you do. Oh my God, that scared me. So many interruptions in this video. Only you are you. There is no other person that gets to experience this character through the same observing lens that you do. So that's pretty extraordinary if you ask me, and we should take advantage of that. Create the lives that we deserve to live. Observe our thoughts. Sorry guys, my camera just died. Quickly gonna film the outro here. That's all for me in this video, guys. I hope you got some value out of it. If you did, please hit that like button down below, and also hit that subscribe button. It would really help out my channel, help me reach more people, and that's the goal. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!